Okay, so we got a small issue I want to address. This is kind of a weird thing, but I got a little bit of a leak on the pinion seal, but I also had a leak around this bolt right here. It was coming right out around the bolt thread and the washer. So what I want to do is I had to take all the bolts out, pull it out a little bit, and now I'm going to put on a sealing washer. So that's these little guys right here. And I'm going to put one of these on each bolt, covered over by the regular washer, which is just a flat washer, and torque it all back down. But the idea being that that will seal around that bolt nicely, and now it can't leak. So I'll show you how this goes together here in a second. Let me set up on the tripod and we'll get going. Okay, so this is the part number. Hopefully you can read that. Yeah, there you go. These are Earl's parts. This is the part number I'm using. As you can see, I've drained all the fluid. A little drip. I'm just gonna go in and wipe off the threads real quick. Oops, still got a washer on that one. Gotta get that out of there. That's not good. Yeah, okay. So, first things first, just gonna go around, wipe the threads up, clean them off. Of course, when I've cracked the seal, I got a little drip going on now, but hopefully that, I have a, you can go back and look on one of the previous videos. I have a silicone impregnated gasket. Supposed to be a, you know, like one of those high-end deals. Oh, time to pay the power bill. But it's meant so that you can take it on and off. So I'm going to go around, slip on these guys. And again, they just got a little rubber interior annular ring. And that will help compress that and should stop that leak. Then we'll address the pinion seal itself, which basically just doesn't look like it's in all the way. Now this is a Speedmaster's rear Speedmaster's differential. It came all assembled, ready to go. I painted it, that was it. But it's a little, I'm not gonna lie, it's a little loud. I'm not super happy with how loud it is. I mean, it sounds like my race car. I mean, it's not quite quick change rear end loud, but it's loud. Okay, so now, got those in there. Now we're just gonna put in some regular flat washers. All right, so these are just a regular aluminum crush washer. Nothing special, nothing crazy. But you want a washer because you don't want your bolt, your nut spinning directly on the rubber. It'll just peel it right out. So you got to put a little washer on each one, just to provide the surface for the rubber O-ring to flatten out on. Now these bottom two bolts on this differential housing, I had to pry the housing out just a little bit to get those to come off, the bottom two nuts. That's a thing on these original design type clones or whatever you want to call it. They're all new, but all right, first things first, got to get those two bottom ones back on first so that I can close up the gap. Bottom two nuts. These are lock nuts. They came with the bolt kit for the, I guess it's really time to pay the power bill. Nothing crazy. I'm going to throw a couple of these on. And then I can start pulling it back in. Okay, that's better. Got some light on the subject. All right, so now I'm just going to throw the rest of the nuts on here. Get them all started. And then you can go around and start tightening them up. Now hopefully the gasket will reseal with that grease under it. I don't know. If it gives me trouble, I'll just have to replace it, pop it all off, pull the axles, pop it all off. I just thought I'd give this a try first. See if it works. That pinion seal is going to be a little tricky to tap back in, but I think I might make a little tool for that. Just to make it a little more consistent, but we'll see. All right, now put that on, and one more. All right, I'm gonna snug up the bottom two first, which I have to do with a wrench, because you can't get a socket in there. So I'm gonna just give those a little bit of a snug first. I'll wipe it all back down. This will take a month. There we go. Okay. All right, and I just snugged that up a little bit. Can't get it too tight yet until I work my way around. This is just literally on a thick sheet metal, pulling a thick sheet metal plate into the cast iron. So, you know, I don't see any need to have a specific torque pattern or anything like that, but it's always good to snug them all up first before you go too crazy. All right, now I'm just gonna grab my microfiber towel here and just wipe up the bottom before we go any further, just so I can see if there's anything untoward happening here. You just tighten this one up too now. All right, that's just, again, not going nuts, just getting it snug. And I'll tighten those up with it by hand a little after. All right, now I just gotta get up in over the exhaust, which makes it fun. I know you can't see nothing, but bear with me. Oh, what'd I do? I jammed that thing somehow. Okay. Okay. Now, All right. Now, that's just literally, whoops, knocked you right off camera there. There we go, we're okay. Now I'm going to take my wrench again and go through and tighten those up by hand so that I can feel just how consistent they are. Torquing it to, you know, 2 grunts and a groan, as we used to say. And the nice thing about this setup is you still can torque them because the rubber actually sits in between that washer. The washer takes all the weight, the rubber just seals it. All right, now I'm going to block you for a second here. All right. Raining pretty good today. Another rainy weekend in New England. There we go. I'm pretty happy with that. That should seal those right up. I'll come back and do a little progress report on that in a few weeks. I'm ready to do my next leak test. The nice thing about this Curry rear end housing is it has a nice drain plug in the bottom. Huh, who would have thunk it? It's beautiful. Where is my drain plug? Right here. Okay, I can get some more Teflon tape on the plug and I'll bring you back. All right, I got some new Teflon tape on the plug.
Of course. Yeah.
Get that in there.
First, on-field drills of the final day, and there
Tighten that up.
after running the sub-5 40, unofficially the only one that we saw from this room.
Will, just impressive body of work for your starter in the SEC at a place like LSU, all left tackle. Nobody's even missed a game there. Just incredibly dependable, big, strong, athletic kid, high-end pass protector, extremely agile, quick, balanced, extremely instinctive.
There we go. All right.
He's an advanced,
Now,
especially at his age, you know,
got to refill the fluid
player with still experience in being a
before I forget.
he is pretty deep.
Maybe I'll do the seal first.
He's a tone setter. Free agency.
Okay. So that all looks pretty good. I'm gonna see if it's gonna take to tap this in. And you can see, let me bring you around here. You can kind of see that the seal itself is not tight to the housing. I'm assuming that's what I got going on. So let's see what happens. All right, so I pulled the side plug. I tried to tap that seal in. It seems like it's bottomed out. I don't know. I may end up having to do something different on that, but okay, so I got this contraption here. I think you've seen it before. And I'm just gonna pump my fluid back in. Boy. Hold on, make sure my valves are all open here, I guess. Oh, it's coming. I did run my old fluid back through a paint strainer, paint filter, just because, you know, there was some dust and debris had fallen into it. You don't want that floating around in your differential or your posi discs. This was like SAE 170, non-split weight, non-synthetic. The differential manufacturer with the worm drive posi was very clear: do not use synthetic. I'm not sure why. I don't know if it impregnates the discs or however they do it, but it's supposed to be a worm gear posi. So I'm not sure. But, you know, follow directions. That's what I say. Oh my God, this is taking forever. Raining good now. Got a leak in the paint booth, which is not nice. What happens is the branches come down in the winter and hit the roof and it causes a leak. I've got one in both bays now on the sides. So I'll have to get up on the roof, find them, seal them, all that good jazz. Should be fairly obvious, should be a dent. Huh, what's that? Two hours later. Yeah, this is taking some time. Probably got half of it in so far, judging by what was still left in the jug when I started and then refilled it. Yeah. It's going. This will take some time. Everything else looks good back here. I gotta go around and check all the nuts and bolts. Make sure nothing's loosening up on the suspension back here. But everything looks pretty good. Drives nice. Like I said, my only real complaint so far is this differential is loud. It is not a quiet diff. But, you know, it is what it is. It's not quick change loud. Those are really loud, but it's up there. Chassis stiff. I don't feel any flex in it at all. That's nice. No rattling or bumping, no weirdness. Can't complain. Does not like to go slow, however. Seems to stumble a little bit when you're going very low RPM, and I think I know what that is. That's going to be the next video. Okay, got that all back together. Everything's dry. I'm really hoping I at least get these squared away. This one up here, I don't know. But it is what it is. So the plug's back in, I taped it, put that back in. Just trying to clean up as much overflow as possible here to make sure I don't get any false readings. This is the bolt right here that was leaking pretty bad. So, all right, hopefully that'll work. We'll give an update here in a week or so.
Congratulations.
Yes, sir, thank you.